What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Rideshare Hub. My name's Greg. Hey, I'm going to leave a link for you guys in the description to my referral code for the Cash App. For those of you that don't know what the Cash App is, it's basically a payment processor. It works just like Venmo. I've been using it for 4 years. I actually had it way before Venmo too, because I have both. But it's really awesome. I have a debit card through them and a bank account through them. And the reason why I love it is Cash App has what's called boosts, and they change these like every week, I think, or it might be longer than that. But what's cool about the boost is you just activate the boost based on where you're going to go shopping, and it saves you money. So like you'll see pretty often like $1 off any Starbucks on your boost, and so you can go and use it. Some of the companies I've seen through boost is Starbucks, Whole Foods, In-N-Out, Chipotle. So these are places that we're all going to be going to pretty often. And a lot of times you'll get like $2-3 off every purchase if you use it. So I use it for my spending money and my grocery money. I usually pump about a few $100 in it each week. And then I use it throughout the week on just whatever I need. It works really, really well, guys, and it's definitely worth checking out. But the main reason that's cool about it is when you sign up, they literally give you free money. They literally give you $5. Now, it's not a massive boatload jackpot, but $5 is $5. And if you don't respect $5, how are you going to respect 5,000? So get some buddies together, some girlfriends, whatever it is, and just all sign up for Cash App, send each other the links and the referral codes, and you guys are all going to get $5. And go get yourself a meal at McDonald's or something. So without further ado, I'm actually jumping into the video, which is why I'm quitting. It has been a long road for me with Uber. It's been about a 4-year journey, Uber and Lyft. I actually started Lyft first. I didn't start Uber until about 6 months after I had done Lyft. But I wanted to tell you guys why I'm quitting, and there's a lot of reasons why I'm quitting really overall. The main reason is I've gotten to a place where I just don't need Uber and Lyft the same way I used to. It used to be, really the last 3.5 years, I had to drive each week to pay rent, to pay my groceries. Like I had to. Like I would not have made it anywhere without it. So I will say this isn't like I hate Uber, I'm quitting, I'm done. This is just more of a I don't need it anymore, but also some logical reasons on why it's not worth my time, So when I started Uber, I originally started Uber because I wanted to be an actor, and I still do want to be an actor. I don't care. I'm not one of those people that like wants to be an A-list famous person. Like I just love acting, and I want to have the freedom to do it when I want to do it, So originally that was why I started Uber and Lyft, is I was like, hey, here's a great way for me to have flexibility, get my bills paid, and audition when I want, and work when I want. It just seemed like a really solid option, and it worked amazing for about 2 years. So throughout that time, I also ended up starting my own business. I run a digital advertisement agency. I just do advertisement for small businesses. And I've slowly gotten it bigger and bigger and bigger over the last year that I've been building it. And I used Uber and Lyft to use that as well. But what happened is I really got it to where I was at a comfortable state. And like I said, I just didn't need those rides anymore. I didn't need to give the 20 extra, hours of work each week to make sure my bills were paid. I didn't need to do 40. I just didn't even need to do it at all. So I realized I was doing it less and less and less, to where a lot of times I would go out and I would give like 3 rides and I'd go home, because I'd be out there and I'd be like, man, I don't need this crap. And so I'd go home. So I've really just come to a place where I just kind of don't do it at all anymore. I still think I'll probably maybe here and there drive for a few hours each week. If you guys have stayed up to date with my videos, you might remember the video where I talked about the brain surgeon I gave a ride to. And I asked him, like, you don't need to be doing this. And he was like, hey, no matter how much money you make, you can use an extra $30 a month, throw it into a mutual fund. You've got your own retirement, if you do that consistently in 30 years. So I might here and there drive for reasons like that. Or if I see a big weekend, and I think I can go out and make $500 or something, I'll probably do that. But for the most part, I'm pretty much quitting. So I wanted to give you guys kind of an analysis of like what I've really learned about the apps in the few years. And the most important thing is that you protect yourself. And what I actually mean by this isn't like in terms of like safety or anything. What I mean is that look out for yourself, because I promise these companies you're driving for are not looking out for you. They don't care. They just simply do not care about you. I remember reading this forum one time where this guy said something that I thought was so true. It was an Uber forum, and he's like, I've been a 5-star driver pretty much since Uber came out. He had like a 4.98 rating. Like, I have a 4.95. Like, I've always thought it was harder to go higher than that. But I can get mouthy with people sometimes too, so maybe that's why. So he said he's had a 4.98 pretty much since Uber came out, and he's like, today I'm quitting because I cannot make the same amount of money I used to. He's like, I used to like thank God every day for Uber. He's like, it was this way for me to have this free life without having to like run a business or this. He personally said he just loved having the ability to work when he wanted. And he was quitting because he said that they'd cut the rates so far, and he's like, they just don't care. He's like, the problem is, he's like, they have the upper hand because for every one veteran driver that quits, 5 rookie drivers are signing up, you know, by some promo code from someone on the internet that lured them in. So what happens is, like, these companies are so dominant. Who's their competition? No one. Taxi cabs are not competition for them. All these little, like, ugly stepsister rideshare companies that have tried to rise up over the last 4 years, they never end up making it, and they never will. People are going to use Uber and Lyft probably for the next, like, 30 years and nothing else, unless some crazy invention comes out that puts them out of business. Who knows? My point being that they're dominating the industry right now, and they don't care. It's not like a corporate company where they're going to try and fight for that veteran who's, you know, veteran employee who's been there 20, 30 years. They don't care. If you quit, they are not going to care at all, because there's going to be all these young drivers signing up that are learning all the same ropes that we did, and they're going to drive in stupid areas at the wrong times, but they're out there. So it doesn't matter. So the biggest reason, like, one of the biggest factors for me is, like, if all these cuts and stuff hadn't happened over the last 4 years, I'd probably still try to do 15 hours a week. If I could go out there and feel like I could still make 25 an hour, you know, for 15 hours a week, I would totally do it. If I knew I could hit good bonuses in that time, I would totally do it. Even if here and there I saw a bonus in a week that I thought, hey, you know, that'd be worth trying to hit. You know, I'm going to go work 30 hours for it. I would do it. But for me, it's like, it's partially like principle. Like, I almost hate that they've done this to us over the last 4 years. Like, somebody quote me on this, like, because I don't know, or don't quote me on this. I don't know what it was specifically, but if somebody does know, leave it in the comments, because I'm really curious to see. But if I remember correctly, we've been cut five times in like the last like 5 years from Uber and Lyft on their rates. So I like might literally be way off, but that's what it sounds about right to me. So the main thing is like, they're not fighting for you. They're not in your camp, and they never will be, because they've got so many people that will sign up to do this probably every single day. They do not need you, whether you've been around for 4 years or 1 year. They don't need you, and they don't care. And I mean, look at the customer support. Like, how often do you guys get a prompt response? Rarely. It's usually like hours on hours on hours. These are big businesses, and they're doing what big businesses do, and they're just trying to leverage everything they can. But the next biggest reason why I'm quitting too is you got to think long term where this is headed. I've talked about this in a lot of videos, that they've both said they're going towards automation. They want robot cars giving rides. I mean, imagine how much money they would make if they had automated cars and they didn't have to pay us out on our rides every time. They'd be mopping up. They might actually turn a profit for once. For those of you that don't know, neither company has actually ever produced a profit, which I've always found very, very interesting. So the long-term value isn't there. Like, this is not something that I believe is going to be around for us. I mean, automation is probably still pretty far out. Like, if I had to guess, 5 years, but I don't know. I've read articles on the internet where people say it could only be 2 years, but the main thing is that I just don't want to have any level of dependence on a company that clearly just doesn't actually care about me. Whoop-de-doo when they send me that email, hey, Greg, thanks for being around for 4 or 5 years. It's your 4-year anniversary. I'm like, ooh, So I bet you this looks the same as every single other person's. Like, they just don't care, you know, there's nothing personal about it. So the long-term future, it's not there for you. The wages are being cut. They've been cut so many times. The other thing is too, is like, and this is probably like one of the bigger reasons for most people. And for those of you that know my story, you know about like driving full-time, I destroyed my last car. Like, I just put so many miles on it in such a short amount of time. It completely destroyed my car. I had to buy a new car and absorb $7,000 of negative equity from my last car. I put 120,000 miles, but in a year and a half driving full time. So, like, to really be successful at this, you have to be all in. But if you do that, you destroy your vehicle, and they're cutting the rates, and there's no long-term future. I just think it's something everybody needs to consider. But I'm not going to blab about it any longer, guys. I hope you enjoy this video. I am still going to be making videos for you guys, and I probably will still be driving here and there. But in general, I have quit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Oh, and be sure to check out that Cash App link. Guys, it's a dope app. Like, definitely get into it. But have a great rest of your day, guys, and I will talk to you all soon.